What's up, Highland?
There we go.
This is Ryan doing my first intro ever. And Ryan here with the Rising Group. We have some very special people here today. We got the Street Art Fest to talk about. Before we dive into them, Jeff, you want to tell us how people can listen to us on the podcast? What all devices?
Yeah, you can. We are on Spotify, so I guess you like and subscribe, or is that just that's just YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube, so you can like, subscribe there. Follow us on Spotify. Yeah. Do you like
reviews? We haven't asked for any reviews.
Well, we still have the one shitty one. That's all we got. Still waiting for our first positive review. So if anybody wants to be the first one to give us that, it'd be cool.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
Course. Yeah,
which is probably how most people are consuming it. But anyways, you can listen in your car. On Spotify is the easiest thing to do. So look us up. What's Up Highland?
Yep.
So let's get into our guest and the Street Art Fest. What's the date on that?
It's going to be September 20th this year. It's always the third Saturday in September.
Okay, so every year it's the same weekend?
Yes, so you can put it on your schedule, your calendar for the next 10 years if you want.
Perfect. So what is street art? Give us some background on the Street Art Festival. How long has it been going on? What is it in a broad, paint it with a broad brush? How about that?
You've been around longer than I have with this.
Hey, now.
You guys want to introduce yourselves? Let's do that.
Oh, you did?
No, I teed it up for the later. And
I'm Hillary Holsinger, Assistant Chamber Director.
And I'm Taylor Sheely. I'm the Executive Chamber Director.
2-time. We have both. You guys have both been. You guys are the part of the 2-time club now.
Yeah.
Along with Ryan. Have you guys just 2 times, right? Ryan Goodwin. Yeah. He's been on twice.
Oh,
for 2 separate businesses.
That's
2
right.
separate things.
Right.
Same thing for you guys.
Yeah.
The 2-time club.
You should probably try to up Ryan. So let's come up with another reason to get you on your
trifecta.
third time.
Yeah.
Let's go for the trifecta.
And he won't feel so special. He felt pretty special about that last time.
Well, it only lasted for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it did. Okay, now go ahead. Sorry.
All right. We are in our 24th year, I believe. And street art came about by members of the Highland community, went to Florida, and they were vacationing, and they happened upon a street art festival that was much larger than what we do on a much bigger scale, but brought back with them some good ideas, and the chamber picked it up and took off with it and started what we know today as our 24th Street Art Festival.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that it's been 24 years in running.
No.
So that's awesome.
Very long time.
Yeah.
What did it start off as? Like, what was do you have any idea what year number 1 was like?
It was a little rough in that didn't really know exactly what you wanted to implement and start out with. We didn't know if we'd get artists or anything like that. I say we, I wasn't there, but I talk like that because I've got a lot of information that I've been looking at the last few years. So we just started off by asking for artists, asking for sponsors, and had a very good, successful first year, and just kept going on with it. And it's evolved over the years, but it's pretty much stayed the same exciting event that it's always been.
Yeah. So like the street art itself, I guess maybe let's get into the contest part of it, which is the base of it, right? Like that's what it started with, the artwork on the street.
Yes. So we closed down the streets around the square, excepting Broadway. And we have businesses and organizations that sponsor spots for artists to come in, and they do chalk art on the pavement. We have different sizes of art that we do, with our largest pieces being 100 square feet. So they are huge pieces of art, and it's really hard to grasp if you just look at the pictures online, the actual scale of these things, unless you're there in person. It's very cool watching them evolve over the course of the day. Artists can show up at 9 in the morning is when they usually get started, and they have to finish by 4 p.m. So it is an all-day event. If you just come at the beginning of the day, you're not going to have any clue what the art looks like at the very end. So it's something that you can hang out all day and watch. We have entertainment going on. We have food and drinks and stuff. Or you can come and leave and come back and see how it's changed over the course of the day.
And this isn't your 5-year-old out drawing on the concrete in the driveway. This is some serious art.
Yeah, so we have different categories for the artists. It starts at 14 years old is our youngest. We have 3 different levels of amateur depending on the age. It's 14 to 18, 19 to 23, and then 24 and up. And then we have a professional category as well.
Yeah, it is impressive what people can do. I'm a horrible artist. I can't even draw a stick figure. So when people put everything together, like, it's really impressive what they can do. Or at least to me, it's really impressive. And I always get to see it as long as it doesn't rain on that Sunday or whatever. As soon as, because we're always going outside for the gym, so you know, we all check it out every year as long as the rain doesn't hit on a Sunday and wash it away.
And we usually will keep the streets closed until roughly noon on Sunday so that cars aren't driving on the art, so that if you didn't get the chance on Saturday, you can come out and see it the next day too.
Wow.
But it's definitely a lot more than just that, though. Now it seems like you guys have a lot more things going on than just the contest. Which, how many people do you guys get to enter?
We are guessing we haven't finalized all our numbers yet, but we're gonna have about 40 artists this year completing.
Because it really goes all 3
Yes.
legs of the square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much
And then
all the
and
way
how
around.
far? 40 contestants. I want to say last year I could not believe, you and I were talking about it, could not believe the furthest person, how far away someone drove to compete. You
Cape
guys
Girardeau.
really?
One of our professional artists, very professional artists, the one that drew Napoleon. And if you remember the year,
Brought that picture with
Yadier
us.
Molina. So very, very
Napoleon
impressive.
Dynamite?
No, Napoleon. No, but I'm sure he can
Wrong Napoleon.
but he comes all the way from Cape Girardeau. Now, we don't get him every year, but we're lucky when we do have him come, and he's coming this year, so we're excited. But
That's awesome.
I told Taylor we have, I feel like, a record number of professional artists this year,
Really?
in recent past at least. So we're excited about that. And the professional artists are, you don't have to be a professional artist to have impressive art. We have amateurs that come out and just blow us away. We had a almost 15-year-old that won
She won first place in her division.
in her
last year,
division.
and she was very close to winning best in show last
Best
year.
in show
Wow.
almost
Yes.
at that age.
Wow.
She
So it's
coming
good
back?
to keep the arts alive.
Is she coming back?
She is not coming
Oh,
back. But there's many others coming
Yeah.
back this year. So,
It's awesome.
yeah.
so besides just that, then let's tell us about everything else that goes on during the street art
Sure.
throughout the rest of the day.
So, like I said, we do have food vendors. We have some local favorites that come out every year, and then we also bring some out-of-towners. Very excited about a guy that was there last year that did a Mexican street corn. That was fantastic. He'll be coming back. The Lions are always there with all their fantastic rolled-up stuff. The JCs are always there providing our beverages. So we have a lot of groups that come in, both like entrees and desserts as well. We will have entertainment all day this year. We have some dance performances that are going to be going on from 11:30 to 12:30. That's going to be the high school, the middle school, and also Storm Elite cheer and gymnastics are going to come out and do some dance performances for us. And then after that, we will have Scott Marlin and Carrie Joy performing acoustic. And then also Matt Torre is going to be performing later in the evening for us. So we'll have entertainment going from 11:30 to 8 p.m. that day. On top of that, we have a huge kids corner, which is free for you guys to come and enjoy. There's a couple things like the bounce house that you pay for a ticket for, but besides that, all the crafts and everything are free for you to use. We are expanding that this year with a couple more activities. So we have a giant tent that has crafts going on. We'll have a face painter. We'll have a photo booth there for taking pictures. And we are planning on a junior chalk art contest this year that we haven't done, at least recently.
There you go, Jeff. Get your stick figures.
Yeah, can I enter?
Yeah.
So this is going to be kids that are under that 14 years old that can come up and sign up for that. We'll have a space for them to do their own chalk art creations. And the Highland Civics Women's Club that is hosting the Kids Corner have arranged some prizes for that junior chalk art contest as well.
That's awesome. So how big will their squares be that they get to?
It'll be smaller.
Yeah.
We're tentatively planning on doing it on the sidewalk, and so we'll get a chunk of sidewalk. Depending
cool.
on space that we have, we might be able to do on the street, but it'll be not as large as the full-blown ones, especially since they'll have a smaller time period during the day to work on it.
Yeah, the kids' corner is awesome. I know I've taken my boys there, I think the last 2 years, and we've spent probably several hours. One, my kids love a bounce house, and they could literally sit in just play in a bounce house for
Exactly.
3 or 4
There's
hours.
some energy.
Doing the same thing.
Same thing, run in, jump up, go down the slide, and rinse and repeat,
Yeah.
or whatever. Or even if it's just one where you're just in a cage and they're just jumping.
Yeah.
My kids can stay in that thing
Yes.
all day long. But then they also did a lot of the other craft stuff too, which they had fun with. Like I said, you guys had that like giant wall
Yes,
that they
that is
could paint
called
on.
the Monster Mural that is provided by Discover Downstate. It's a tourism bureau that we're a part of. That they bring that to us every year. It's a huge, basically dry erase wall that kids can come and paint on, and it has different things from around Illinois that you can color in.
Yeah, so it was really cool. Like I said, my kids were well entertained for several hours. Last 2 years, I'm pretty sure we've come out and did it. So if you have little ones, like I said, my kids are 4 and 6, so that's perfect age for them to stay busy for a long time.
Yeah, it's a fantastic event for families to come to because there's stuff for everyone.
Yeah.
You can stroll around the square, watch the art evolve, get some food, let kids play in the kids' corner, do another stroll around, see how the art has changed. So it can be an all-day event potentially for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know why I bring my kids, because my wife is always out of town this weekend on a conference, and she is again this. I just remember it's like December 20th. She's out of town, so we'll probably be there again because
see the wine
I have to
events
take my kids somewhere for the entire day to keep them
Yes.
entertained, and
You
this
literally can.
is a perfect way to do it. It's like, how am I always by myself with my kids that weekend? But that's why.
So what kind of prep work does it take to get ready for this event? Behind the scenes stuff. Anything
Lot.
good you guys can tell us?
A lot of behind the
Well,
scenes.
so we are the primary workers on it. We do have a committee that helps us out with different portions. So we have a couple of ladies that help us with organizing the food vendors in our makers market. Sarah Sloan is helping us as the chair this year, organize everything. We have the Civic Women's Club that are organizing the kids' corner. So we have little bits and pieces that people will kind of take on, and then we help put it all together. Biggest thing is just trying to organize the sponsors and the artists and bring them together and make sure that they match up so that we have a sponsor for each artist, and that we have a ton of art because we want to fill the square. It's a giant open out air gallery basically at the end of the day. But we were saying before we started here that one of our favorite parts of the event is getting to the square at 5:30 in the morning because we paint tempera on the pavement for the artists to do their chalk on. It makes it a little bit easier for them. The chalk is more saturated and it sticks a little bit better.
Gotcha.
But it has to dry.
Now that probably requires staying in the lines. So would Jeff be able to do that, or
Oh, yeah.
like,
There you go. If you're not
If I didn't have my kids that weekend that I had to have, I would be there at 5:30 in the morning to help. But dang it, I got those
that
kids.
you can't stay in lines either? It's a problem.
We have a template. You roll it on.
Retrace.
It's
on
just
the
the
on
big
ground.
black. It's just the big black squares that you're talking about,
We
right?
do black and we do white. Depending on what the artist
Okay.
like, what their main background is going to be, we can adjust it for them.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
So, what is your favorite? I guess drawing or painting. What do you call this? What do you call
Chalk art?
chalk art? What's your favorite chalk art of all time? Do you have one that sticks out? You're like, that's the best one.
Well, I mean, the guy that she was talking about, his creations are absolutely fantastic. I'm slightly biased though because me and my husband did it a couple of years in a row. We did it 3 years in a row, so
Oh, nice.
I really enjoyed ours. But
Didn't know that.
So, what did you draw?
we actually won Best in Show one year. We did a multicolor elephant mom and baby, and then the year before that we did a giant Joker and Harley, based on a famous piece of art of them. So.
Very
Were you
cool.
planning on revealing this?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like this is big. Like this is big.
So this is probably. So is this one of your favorite
cool.
things
Oh,
that
yeah.
you guys do? Then obviously
this.
you got a little emotional attachment
Yeah.
since you've been a participant, and then now you get to be.
Yeah, I will
On the
say
other
it
side.
is a little heartbreaking that I can't do the art anymore because I'm busy all day. But
Oh.
it's a fantastic.
It's very taxing on the body, I'm sure.
is.
Very taxing
Yeah.
on the body.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You're
you're
bent
bent
over.
over.
the sun, bending down, kneeling down. Your fingers are all raw because you're rubbing the chalk in, trying to blend it. So yeah,
Really?
it's rough on the artist, but they do a fantastic
So
job.
okay, so now we're getting now.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting. I got a lot of things I'm curious on.
Yeah.
Like, what is the process? Because whenever I cannot even picture how it gets from a black square or a white square to the finished product. Like, what is the process for you guys to create some of these amazing things?
That different artists are going to have different ways of going about it. For me personally, we start off, we ask our artists if they want portrait, landscape, or square for their design. So you kind of start looking around at different designs that you're interested in and base it off of that. And then I always personally, because I am nervous and a control freak, would do a practice one at home roughly before I came in and did in person, make sure that, okay, they can pull this off. But I actually will do a grid. And so I'll do a grid. I'll bring a piece of paper with what I'm wanting it to look like, and I'll have a grid on there, and then I'll draw a grid on the pavement, and then I'll start filling it in piece by piece. We're just going to go from there. Just do the rough outlines, and then start filling in with color as I go along. And
So is this, do most people do like take a photo of something that they've seen and that's what they do? Or is it just straight out of their, what's in their head, and they throw that on a
completely original designs? Some people recreate other artworks. Some people recreate with a twist. Last year, the girl that we were talking about that almost won Best in Show, she did American Gothic with the guy and the wife that are standing there with a pitchfork, but with a cat and dog. And it was fantastic. It was awesome. Very creative.
Yeah. Most people aren't coming out just willy-nilly. Like, Jeff, you wouldn't just come out that morning and say, I'm going to do a stick man holding a bat and a ball.
Yeah,
You know,
like I know Sue Wellen, she does
Oh, yeah.
stuff for this all the time. She's told me her and her
Yeah.
daughter, they already
They've
have
been
their,
doing it for
she already knows what they're doing
Right.
for
Right.
the street art. She
Right.
told me the other day, she's like, it's already picked out, and she's got her.
So it's not willy-nilly generally. It's someone that's thought about it, has a process, a lot of grid, like Taylor said. A lot of them have their grid right there on their paper in front of them. So even though it might be original, it's still a thought out. That's how it becomes
Especially
so
because
amazing.
when the artists turn in their like application form, they include if they want what layout they want, but also what background color they want. If they want it to be white, black, or nothing. So they already have their design in mind. Because if I'm going to do a night sky, I want a black background. You know, if it's going to be a lot of bright light colors, I want a white background. So they usually have their designs in mind at least a month out before they come in.
So if someone was wanting to do this, like, or just start
wanting to
playing
do
at
this
home. No, I'm just super curious. You don't want to see me. You don't want to see me try this. What kind of chalk do they need to buy? What kind of, like, what's the process of creating? Because these things are so defined and detailed. Right. How do they make? I've drawn stuff with chalk before. It's not defined. It's not detailed. Like,
it's not Crayola sidewalk chalk.
Yeah. How do we get to that final product? Like, that's
so the artists
amazing.
Can bring their own chalk, but they don't have to. We provide the chalk for them.
Okay.
And we provide some professional grade chalk. It has like a little bit more oily consistency to it, so it's not as chalky. So we can get more defined lines with it, and it's more saturated. So it makes it a little bit easier with that kind of stuff. But a lot of that just comes down to the artist and their skill.
Really?
Like if you need a really fine line, you're going to grind that chalk down until it's really fine, then do that line, you know?
Really?
It takes, you have different techniques and stuff that you're going to have to play around with before you get to.
They can use tools, but
So
they
that's what I was
can't
gonna
liquefy.
Yes.
They can't break that powder down to a liquid.
Seriously? I didn't know that. I figured that's
Because otherwise it would become painting.
Yeah. We don't want
And
them
that's
to
a whole
paint.
different.
It's chalk.
Wow.
So they can do
Painting's
something
a whole
like they
different-
can spray their chalk with water after it's done to kind of help set it. But yeah, you can't turn it into.
So after it's done, they can spray the whole piece.
Or sometimes people will spray it beforehand to make the pavement a little bit wetter.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can't grind it and turn it into paint instead. It has to be still chalk form.
Wow.
There's rules.
Yeah.
You can have one helper.
Yes, one helper.
If you have more than one helper, then you are disqualified from judging, which is fine. Like if you want a group to come and do it, you and your two guys, you could do that. But you wouldn't.
Let's go, Ryan.
You wouldn't.
You and
be,
Joe.
Ryzen.
I'll be the flashlight
Yes.
holder.
You wouldn't be eligible for judging. So we do allow one helper. So
Gotcha. Wow.
So whenever you did it, are you the master artist or is your husband?
Oh.
You
I'm gonna
know,
make somebody take. I'm gonna
That's
make
a
you.
funny question. My husband actually went to school for art, but he doesn't like proportions or large scale things. So I was usually the one that was like sketching out everything and getting it to where we needed to be, and then he was my like filling in with color and shading.
She said, "Put this color here, put this color there."
So,
Right?
He was my helper. Yes.
Gotcha.
Even though he's the
Interesting.
more classically trained one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that. Wouldn't have thought that. Huh.
Now, if you asked him to sit down and sketch something compared to me, he would like blow me out of the water. Absolutely.
Really?
But, yeah.
Or
Nice.
3D print something.
Yes,
That's a
yes.
whole nother.
I can just have nothing. I can't sketch.
Oh,
I
sure.
can't draw. I can't paint.
He can lift
okay.
heavy things.
Yeah. But artistically, just
Oh.
That's
zero.
Me, that's me in music.
I can't do that
I
either.
can't keep rhythm clapping in church. That's my go-to. It's true.
Yeah. So yeah, I can run. I can run in rhythm. That's about it.
That
So-
comes in handy sometimes.
So so I'm always blown away by this stuff because
Yeah.
I can't even fathom it or even where the idea, how people process even coming up with the idea,
Yeah.
and then 7 hours later it went from a black
yeah.
black square to all of a sudden this thing's done. Like, holy
And
smokes.
like I said, it's really amazing watching it because we're there all day long since we're running it, seeing it go from a handful of little sketches on the pavement to full-blown like artistic.
Yeah.
pieces.
Do you sit there and try to guess what they're doing and then it
Sometimes.
ends up being totally different than
they'll
what you
have
thought?
their sheet there. I personally, when I did it, I liked it to be a surprise, so I turned my sheet over when I wasn't using it. The year that we did the elephants, actually, because it was all different colors, I did one color at a time just to keep people guessing, just because, I don't know, I'm over the top, I guess.
Hey.
But I would do only the red parts of the painting, and then I would do only the purple parts, and so it didn't all come together towards the end.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
So what's really, I think, great about street art is we're always looking for ways to keep the arts alive in our town, in our community, whether it be music or art like this or whatever it might be. And this is a great way to do that and make it fun. You have kids come and they'll start drawing at an early age, and then they're in middle school and they'll come in with the middle school group and draw. They have a section at street art, and the next thing you know, they're in the adult category and they're being judged. And so
Yeah, and we
it's,
do have several
it's
artists
great.
that have come up through the years.
Right. Yeah. So it's part of keeping the arts alive in your community, keeping people mindful. A lot of budgets have been cut all over communities. You hear it all the time about budget cuts and things being cut, and sometimes arts is the first place that happens. So we're excited to offer it and keep it going and keep making it better.
And even though it is like the chalk art competition is the highlight of the festival, it's an art festival overall. So we have the dance arts, we have music, we have the kids' crafts. So we have several things going on. Years past, when they had to take down trees on the square, they had chainsaw carvers come out and do stuff. So we do art demonstrations and stuff sometimes. So it's all about just keeping the arts mindful for people and making sure that people are having a good space to go enjoy that here in town every year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Like I said, September 20th. And then, so you said 4:00 is when you can, like, if you were to come out and you want to see everything finished,
Yes.
everybody would be finishing
Everyone
up.
has to be done by 4. That's when the judging starts. We announce the winners by 5-ish. And then we'll have the music going until 8, so you can still hang around into the evening.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Anything?
Bring the kids. Bring the kids out.
The 3rd September. One of the things that I think of every year, one of the things that I think is really cool is just with Highland in general, like we have such a good community events that are staples in the community, and street art has definitely become one. I mean, it's been that, but between Schweitzer Fest, Kirkenfest, street art, the parade, the Christmas parade, the basketball shootout. To be among those, for the street art to be among those great events and just be on par with them is impressive. That's why I love the Highland community, just because of all the events that we have.
And I have to say that this event doesn't exist without our businesses and organizations supporting it. Like, we can't do it without them. So it's kudos to them that they are keeping this alive.
It's awesome.
Right.
It's awesome. How many sponsors do we have for
We
the?
have 45, I think, at the moment, sponsors.
Very cool.
And that some of them are art sponsors, some of them are like we have the Highland JCs and Big R Farm and Home are sponsoring our entertainment. Scott Credit Union and the Highland Optimists are sponsoring our Kids Corner. So we have different categories besides just the art sponsors, but they help make the whole fest possible for us. So
That's awesome.
Well, hopefully we will see everybody out there on September 20th. Like you said, you can probably bank on seeing me there with my 2 kids. So everybody join me with your kids.
we do have
Tear that
like, a
bow sounds
unlimited
down.
wristband
Yes.
for them. So make sure you get that.
Yeah, we did
Unlimited
last year.
bounce. Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you very much. Unless you guys got anything else that we need to add.
Yeah,
I
appreciate
I just
you
want to
guys being
say
on.
thank you and give these guys a good review, will you
Yeah,
please?
somebody.
Somebody.
We'll go home with everyone.
It's getting bad when we're begging for a good
Getting
review.
bad.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, guys.